Since modern day action movies have been taken over by the superhero genre and crazy amounts of just crappy special effects because greedy studios don't give their workers enough time to produce good quality, it's refreshing to see when a film involves fighting and really great stunts in a more grounded atmosphere, and so when I saw The Northman, I was pleasantly surprised. Now, 2022 wasn't exactly a spectacle when it came to movies and TV, but there were some standouts among the shit. Top Gun Maverick, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Batman, and I'm proud to announce that The Northman has been added to this list. And yes, I'm late to the party, I know, but the film's good, so I'm going to talk about it. So the story revolves around Prince Amleth, who after his father is killed and mother is abducted by his uncle, he escapes the village and vows to stop at nothing until he avenges his father, saves his mother, and kills his uncle. It's a story of vengeance, sacrifice, unhygienic intercourse, and a lot of gore. Now, I won't lie to you, the first 15 minutes or so really made me uncomfortable. It's obviously some kind of ritual, but honestly, I almost switched off the film because I was just concerned that the rest of the film was going to be just as weird. But you know, I'd seen The Lighthouse, which Robert Eggers also made, so I knew I was in for a ride from the get-go with this film. So, you know, I kept watching, and I'm very glad I did so. Basically, after all this weird ritual shit with Amleth as a boy, and after his father's killed, we're taken to around 20 years later, where Amleth is all grown up, belt as fuck, and, you know, he just goes and brutally murders all the men in the village on what for him is probably just another casual day at work. But after all this, he comes across a witch who reveals how he will return to see his uncle and ultimately have the chance to kill him. Now, this film differs a lot from the regular redemption story, as he doesn't let the idea of the kill get to him as much. Instead, he has to take extreme actions and be very cautious to ultimately fulfill this goal, and in this case putting himself into slavery for his uncle for several weeks just to get close enough to him, and also single-handedly killing members of this village to pat out the message that, you know, no one in his uncle's village is safe. The thing is, Amleth is ruthless, and he will stop at nothing to avenge his father, which is what makes the film so compelling. There's not a single moment of hesitance where he might change his mind. He's always on alert, always hyper-focused, always ready for his next move, always ready to change his course of action to do ultimately what he must do. He's obviously developed such tough skin over his years of battle, and his purpose is so embedded in his mind, he refuses to let anyone get in his way. Now, I'm glad to finally see a character who's obviously a very masculine man not get clowned upon or weakened for the sake of making other characters look stronger. This film sticks to its history and attempts to be as accurate as possible, rather than changing history to suit the writer's modern views and, you know, diversify the project. Vikings Valhalla, I'm looking at you. It's always refreshing nowadays to see a film that only cares about telling a good story and nothing else, and the fact that this is the kind of thing we call a breath of fresh air in cinema nowadays, it's pretty crazy in all honesty. But you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles when the majority of people in Hollywood who are writing these projects have the brain of a 9-year-old who's on TikTok all day. Anyway, the acting in this film is fantastic. Alexander Skarsgård was brilliant in the role of Amleth. You could just see in his eyes that he's so determined to finish his job, and he's so ruthless, but he's also so strategic. Anya Taylor-Joy is also probably one of my favourite actresses. She's also great in the film. Ethan Hawke was in the film for only like 15 minutes, but he stole the show during the time he was. The entire story as well is fantastic. I mean, obviously it's not exactly a completely original concept, but Robert Eggers puts his own unique style on it, with many spiritual visions, leaving us wondering if what we even saw was real. It's also heartbreaking to know that his mother actually wanted his dad dead in the first place because his dad was actually just not a good person, and this obviously leaves Amleth conflicted, but he still knows that he's come way too far to go back. This is his destiny, this is what he needs to do. The film also contains many one-take shots, and I love when filmmakers do one long take, because when it works, it really works, and especially in this film, it stands out so much because of all the blood and brutalness going on. It feels like a real scenario. Nothing in the film is distracting enough or blatantly fake enough to take you out of it, and the production of it all is just really impressive. The film also doesn't have like an obvious CGI overload. It only uses it when deemed necessary, but it's practically unrecognizable. It's not like a Marvel tier of just fucking pure garbage. It adds to the story and makes the surroundings necessary for the scene, and it's not so unrealistic where it gets to the point where you just want to gorge your eyes out. But yeah, it's a fantastic film. If you haven't watched The Northman, I'm pretty sure in this review I said some spoilers, but I don't really know. Go watch it anyway. It's brilliant. Certainly not a waste of your time, unlike some films you might have seen in recent years. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Now, you know, go outside, man. You've probably been sat in your fucking crusty computer chair all day, haven't you? I know you have. But yeah, anyway, bye.